Hello children, welcome to general science class. In previous class, plant and plant parts and what are the plants based on the stem, type of stem and which are up. Based on these points, we considered plants have different types like herbs, shrubs, trees, creepers and climbers. So in this class, I am going to explain the plant parts. We know that plants have some parts, basically stem, roots, stem, leaves, branches, flowers, fruits, right? In this class, I am going to give some explanation about stem and leaf. That stems are the part of a shoot system, shoots of a plant. Here, if you observe this diagram, so this is the diagram, okay? So in this plant, from here to here, we call root system, and down here to here only the root we call the root system. So stem are the parts of a shoot system of a plant, and these stems are branched or unbranched. You can see, you can observe in some plants which are unbranched like in palm tree, and which are branched like in banyan tree, manglonian tree, okay, etc., etc. So stems are unbranched or highly branched. And also these stems are herbaceous, means very soft and woody in nature, which means these stems can store food for the plants also. And these stems, the size means the length and the width of the stems are different from each other based on the stem plant types. Means here if you observe in herbs, one type of stem, the stem ranges few millimeters, from 2 millimeters to hundreds of meters you can observe. Means in herbs you can observe the stem, the size of the stem, the length of the stem and the width wise very small compared to trees. That's why ranges length, means stems may ranges length from few millimeters to hundreds of meters, and the stems are the part of the shoot system of a plant. They may ranges length from a few millimeters to hundreds of meters and also vary in diameters, means width size. So lengthwise and width stems are different from each other based on the plant such as herbs, shrubs, trees. Means in shrubs and herbs and plants, the size of the stem lengthwise and widthwise different, not the same. So next point is stems are usually herbaceous or woody in nature, and they are unbranched or highly branched. So some plants you can see, not palm tree, you cannot see any branches, that's why that is unbranched stem. So you can observe more, highly branched stems in mango trees, some banyan trees, means highly branched, and herbaceous means very soft, and woody means very hard. Stems are herbaceous as well as woody in nature. Okay. So here the stems, what is the main function of stems? Stems are used, the main function of stem is to provide strength and support to the plant parts like leaves, flowers and as well as the branches. So stems provide support to the overall the plant, and also it will carries the root will absorb water and minerals from the soil, correct? So these water and minerals will transfer to the stem, and the stem transfer these minerals and salts and water to the each and every part of the plant. Okay, so it will provide the strength as well as it will transfer the minerals and food materials and water to the rest of the plant. So this is about a stem. And here if you observe this diagram, this is this point where you can see the attachment of two leaves and flowers and aerial roots we called nodes. And this is one node and this is one node, means the attachment of leaves and flower we called nodes. So the gap between the two nodes, the gap between means the stem part which is present between two nodes we called internode. What is the internode? The stem part which is present between the two nodes we called internode. And what is the node? The attachment of leaves and flowers of the stem we called node. Okay, so this is about stem. First point is stems are stems are herbaceous or woody in nature, and stems are the shoot system of a plant, and it may range few millimeters length, from few millimeters to hundreds of meter, and also vary in diameter based on the type of plant, and also the highly branched and not unbranched you can observe in some plants, and also it will provide strength and support. The main function of stem is it will provide strength and support to the plant, and also transfers water, salts and minerals which are absorbed from roots to the leaves and rest of the plants. Here the nodes and internodes were characterized by the presence of the plants which are if you observe the stem is always above the ground, correct? So, but although in some plants such as potato, if you observe the stems grow underground, okay. So, whether the stems are on the ground or below the ground, above the ground or below the ground is characterized by the presence of these nodes and internodes. What do you mean by node? An attachment of leaf or flower to the stem we called a node. And what do you mean by internode? The stem part which is present between two nodes we called a internode. Okay. So, this is about a stem. Next part is leaf. Same as stem, leaf also very essential, and it is if you in your surroundings, plants not having same kind of leaves, and the leaves are not in same size, same color and same shape. So, but leaves are green color, sometimes the reddish brown. So, why? Because the green leaves contains a pigment which is chlorophyll. That is why the leaves are mainly green in color. Okay. So, to observe this diagram, this is the leaf diagram, and this leaf, how the leaf attached to the stem? Do you have any idea? Yes, the leaf contains mainly two parts. How many parts? Two parts. One is petiole and another one is lamina. Okay. So, what is petiole? How the leaf attached to the stem? So, the part which is attached to the leaf, to the stem we called petiole. So, here what is the petiole? The part of the leaf which it is attached to the stem. So, the part of the leaf, this is the part of which is attached to the stem is called petiole. And what do you mean by lamina? Broad and green part of the leaf. So, the broad and green part of the leaf we called lamina. Okay. So, if you observe this diagram, a midrib, okay, this is a middle, a prominent line you can observe here. This line we called midrib. Okay. So, here on the leaf a small lines which are present on the lamina part is called veins. What is these lines? These are called veins. So, based on these veins, arrangement of these veins, the leaf venation we can characterize it into reticulate venation and parallel venation. So, what do you mean by vein? Small lines which are present in leaf we call veins. The design which is present on the lamina part characterize this leaf having which venation, like reticulate venation or parallel venation. Okay. So, here if you observe the middle part, midrib, the midrib, on both side of the midrib the veins will arrange like a net like, okay. On the both part of the midrib the veins will arrange a net like structure, that venation we call reticulate venation. Okay. So, net like venation if you observe both side of the midrib of leaf, you call that venation is a reticulate venation. This type of venation you can rose plants, okay, for example. And what do you mean by reticulate parallel venation? So, parallel venation means the lines, means the veins are parallel to one another. For example, in grass if you take, this is the grass if we take this diagram, the venation means the veins will be parallel to one another, means the leaf contain, the veins are parallel to one another. If you observe on the midrib both sides, these veins will be arranged parallel to each other. So such type of venation we called a parallel venation. Okay, for example, in some grasses, a coconut plant, palm tree, you can see this type of venation in these plants. So this is about a leaf, and the leaves are very essential to the plant. Why? Because in the presence of sunlight, these leaves contains chlorophyll pigment. These leaves can prepare their own food themselves. So that's why leaf is the very essential part of the plant.